Okay, this is built now. So let's build inside of it. Food. The biomass. Yes? Yes. Can you upgrade? No. Because you have... Yeah, this one has a... actually 2 biowaste drum. And I can't upgrade them to biomass. So it's not like Frostpunk 1 where you could just upgrade a low tier building into a higher tier building. I would have to demolish one of those and rebuild it. Not that it matters. This, I think, is out of food, so I probably should just demolish it anyway. Because I don't know if I get those 600 people back. Food. Districts. Food district. I only have 600 working in a food district, which is going to be this one. So it does look like it turns off these, and I don't have to employ people at them. And I'm not hurting for the space. Now, what I could do with this one, since I am getting kind of low on heat stamps, I could arguably, though, expand to this wood, and then expand the district to also cover all that wood. And then that would allow this to keep running. The whiteout have passed. We made it through the storm, but it was relatively short. When the next one comes, it will be worse. In the past, whiteouts devastated all our expansion attempts. We mustn't let it happen again. We must find a permanent source of fuel before another, more severe one comes our way. Our expedition teams must hurry. The storm has passed. It will only be a matter of time before another hits us. We will be ready. Okay. This one is still in the storms. The storm has now left our city, but it's still around. Good to know. But we have our 25 scouts. Only 8. Did I take a... I must have taken a tech that lowered the cost. Because I know these mountainous, unsafe territories used to cost 40. And now they're 32. So, as it is, let's go to the Sea of Ice. Vast, relatively flat, frozen body of water for as long as the eye can see. The ice is thick and solid, making it easy to traverse with sledges or tracked vehicles. What else do we have? People and coal? People. I can't get that one. More people. We can't explore any of those locations. Food. Let's send someone there. We have 9 more people, so we could go to another one of these nicer locations. This one was people and coal. Let's go there. I got a ton of stuff going on out in the valley. Or in the Frostlands. Yeah, I think that's the fun of this beta, is that no one really knows anything. We're all just trying to figure out how things work and what the best strategies are, but the meta hasn't been determined yet. Like we had in Frostpunk 1, where people knew the best strategies for getting the best results. Okay, you are now putting out 242 food, which is going to be building my stockpile a ton. Yeah. I really should do something about this. Fine. Can I just expand you? Is there anywhere to expand to? There is no button for expand anymore. Is there a limit to how much you can expand a district? Like, once it's already been expanded once, can it just not be expanded anymore? That's awkward. Huh. Alright, well, anyway. We'll want to get up here to a bunch of those resources. Alright. What's your... Oh, you're indicating that you are nearly out of coal at that location. That's fine. Yeah, you can see like a tiny indicator of how close these are getting to be done, but nowhere near as visual as we had in Frostpunk 1 for indicating when things were done or... Yeah. Frostpunk 1 seemed to have better indicators of when it was time to do something. Okay. One more check. Can I expand you? I cannot. So you are worthless to me. If I demolish you, I do get money back. Might as well then. In the meantime, I want to build an extraction hub that covers all of this. Which, unfortunately, no longer gets the adjacency bonuses that I used to have with this. More people live here, which means I have more workforce. I have a lot more workforce. How long are you gonna last? Another 300 weeks? I can speed that up. I go to extraction. Untreated sawmill. There's that. Might as well demolish you. Get some more money back since you're dead to me. Indebted to the past, dutiful youth. Steward, a group of dutiful youth members have come with a humble request. I was a rebel before, but old Mr. Feeney showed me the proper way to be a man, said their spokesman. Spending time with him and his generation, we understand how much we owe them. We can't even imagine what it was like to survive the whiteout years, what sacrifices they had to make. He and his peers wish to organize a thanks and remembrance ceremony, during which they will reward the eldest residents from every community with medals and gifts. Should be fun, this endeavor. Fund the remembrance. Funds will be gathered for 10 weeks. Heat stamp income will be greatly decreased. Relationships slightly improved with the Ice Bloods. Cool. Relations slightly worsened with the Technocrats. Also cool. Or deny the funding, which makes the Technocrats happier, and the Ice Bloods would be slightly worse. Why not? Not that I really need to improve my relationship with the Ice Bloods or worsen my relationship with the Technocrats, but again, this is a bit of a role-playing game to some extent, and we are definitely on the side of the Ice Bloods. So, reduce our funding a little bit, meh. Oh, we got a new building. Harvester, hangar, something or other. Oh, that was a building I have to build that makes us get more food. Do I have space in any of my logistics? I think I built logistics there and here, and I have no space in either. Awesome. Glad I did that research. Let's see. Freight docks. Oh yeah, we still don't know what that means. Outpost organization. Outpost upkeep is decreased. Outpost production efficiency increased. And scout headquarters. Exploration speed and exploration cost. Exploration time is decreased and exploration cost is decreased. So I think that's travel speed versus time to explore a location, maybe? Exploration time versus speed. Probably, yeah, movement speed across the map versus time taken to explore a location. And then exploration cost, or exploration cost extremely decreased. I'll go with the extremely decreased because I don't have a strong opinion of exploration speed versus exploration time. So develop you. Technocrats. Protest dutiful youth. Steward, the technocrats have begun a series of protests in this district. The lines of identically clad protesters cordon off crucial infrastructure, controlling access while they angrily call out the Icebloods and you. Our society must progress past mere survival. We need a new vision and rules to allow us to thrive. Our calculations are clear. We have to end the stagnation of dutiful youth, they shout. The technocrats refuse to stop their disruptions until demands are met. What should we do? I can't send the guards. Darn. They also dislike unproductive due maintenance, heat recycling, and weather-adjusted shifts. The protests will disperse if you improve your relations with them to favorable. I'm not going to repeal that, so I will ignore for now. Can I... You've turned off my food? No. Wait. Iron ore. Oh, no. I was just hovering over the iron ore. No, they've turned off my food. This is why I sent my guards after them last time. And they, you know, had the audacity to be like, we were peacefully protesting. It's like, you're starving people to death. That's not a peaceful protest, guys. I don't see an option. Last time there was a button I could click to send guards. Maybe I just need to let it run for a moment. No. Oh, here it is. I would need 28 guards. I'm at 24. So, like I did last time, if I go back to housing and a watchtower, do I have any housing districts they could fit? No. So I'd have to expand this housing, which I'm going to do this, of course. I don't give in to terrorists. Oh, and the game just crashed. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. I mean, that's a beta for you. They do give the warning that things might not be 100% stable. Granted, my computer also occasionally just crashes in games, so no guarantee that's an issue with Frostpunk 2 in its current state. It could just be my computer has issues. Alright. Let's load our game. Autosave. Hopefully you're not too far back. That is from several days ago. No, autosave 1. Okay. I was like, hang on. Yes, so that was from 6/29. That is a bit ago. Oh well. Hopefully this isn't as far back as it looks. How far back are we? We are researching the harvester hangars, which I didn't end up needing. In Dead to the Past, we will fund it, like we did last time. The storm is already over. I'm ignoring you guys. Okay. We've built this. We've already torn down that. We go into the Frostlands. What have I got going on? We wanted to launch the expedition there. I don't have enough resources. What am I working on at the moment? So I thought this was right after the storm ended. Not sure. Okay. Right. Housing. We were going to expand you. Please don't crash again. Okay. So even though this is turned off, we still get the heat sharing bonus. So I will use that. So this is now, once it builds up, our heat will be better. And I can now build the watchtower I wanted to build. Right on the boundary, right there watching their main location. Okay. We now have 36 guards. Now it's 56? Come on. You were 30, like 28 a moment ago. Oh no, quell the protests in this district versus quell all their... Okay. We will quell it in this district because it's actually a useful district. Get out of that district. We need our food production, you monsters. How dare you attack us while we're peacefully protesting and turning off food and starving out the city? I can't imagine. Hunting grounds. Let's have a look. And harvest food here. So we've now got 2 locations that we're harvesting from. Fantastic. This is turned off because it's empty. Okay. Meanwhile, this one is still running, but not for long. That's the thing about railroads, I think, is they draw resources out faster, probably. So... is there any way to close this? It shows up... oh, no. It just went away. So we have the 2 hunting grounds that we have people working in. One and only. Is the beta any good? I've been enjoying it. There are things that I liked better about Frostpunk 1. I thought the UI was more clear when things happen. But gameplay-wise, it's a different game than Frostpunk 1 with a different focus. So it's not just taking Frostpunk and just changing it slightly. They have made intention... it's a very different focus of a game. But I think that's good rather than just repeating what they had already done. But yes, I've been enjoying the game. But yes, that's my caveat that I let people know, is that it's not just a direct sequel. Like the extra scenarios for Frostpunk were. Where it's the same game but just different. This is a different game. We remember Dutiful Youth. Steward, thanks to our funding, the young people from the Dutiful Youth program have held their thanks and remembrance ceremony. Elders from every community mounted the stage and recounted their life stories and experience of what they gave for the city to survive. A common meal and numerous discussions followed. It brought all of the city together. The ceremony we funded further reduced tension in the city, I see. Except for these monsters. Completely hostile. Only 1,100 members, which I think is a tiny portion of our city. We look at the technocrats. They're 8% of the city. And yet that 8% of the city keeps being able to shut down my food production. Alright, I need to build a sawmill. I think I did that last time before the crash. But let's do that because we are low on production. We're also low on shelter. Did I not build my new housing? No, I totally did. But we're still low on housing? I mean, that would require me to build another housing district. Yikes. George Drake, age 31, hothouse worker, taking care of crops. What a nice crisp day. That's what we need. Though I had to kick out a couple furballs from the hothouse again. How do they still walk in all these pelts? Which reminds me and Daisy need to talk. She keeps blubbering over her ruined coat. Who needs 6 coats to be warm? We need to whip those people into shape. This cannot be. You set the city on course to embracing adaptation. So that's these 3 ideologies, and we have been heavily focusing on adaptation over progress, merit over equality, and reason is slightly more focused on than tradition. And I guess because our adaptation is nearly maxed, we're now getting events talking about it. So we have a housing scarcity, which is causing minor cold. And we have a deficiency in materials, which is causing a little bit of squalor. Meanwhile, I can do another research. I don't have any more steam coals or steam cores, so I don't want to do any of these advanced buildings. But we do know that there is that iron. Yeah. We've got the iron deposit. So if I wanted to build an ironworks over it to get more materials, we could do that. Disease, squalor, disease, squalor. Let's focus on the ice bloods again, as always. So that will allow me to mine out here. Something like that. Are you running out of coal? 25 more weeks of coal left in that coal pile. Where would I find more coal? Huh. We've got a bunch out there, but that's going to take ages to Frostbreak to get out to. But my coal that I have so far in the Frostlands is running low. Why do you keep showing up? Is this using my 10... I feel like it is. So I have 33 teams. 10 are used by the Meager coal mine, 10 by the hunting grounds. No. So it's not being used. I wish this would go away. Like, I get that the coal mine is depleted. I don't need you to stay in my icons of things that are being worked on, because it's not. It's gone. Timeout warning. Your playthrough will time out in 50 weeks. So we got to get Sea of Ice and then maybe 1 or 2 more locations in the next 50 weeks, or I think we lose. Program war. Mandatory school. Steward. People are increasingly arguing over the curriculum taught in schools. Some think we should reduce theoretical knowledge and provide more survival training. We're filling these kids' heads with numbers and useless junk, complained an angry trapper. We ought to take them on field trips to hunt. Others argue for the exact opposite. We need to teach children how to think and come up with new solutions instead of perpetuating outdated practices, says an engineer. What should we do? Survival training will make the forgers and icebloods like me more, but it will reduce the research speed that law gave us. Concentrate on science will increase research speed even more and make the machinists and technocrats like me better, or relations marginally worsen with all communities. I'm going to keep focusing on science, which is what the machinists and technocrats want. So that is why we have such high reason as opposed to tradition, is because I keep focusing on things that improve our research speed, which makes them happy and annoys them. But research, basically in any game where improving research speed is a thing, it's always a good idea to boost it. Alright, what are we working on now? Could work on more housing. Oh right, I was going to get more materials. Which actually isn't that big of a deal, it's a slight deficit. Oh, and I can't even do that because we're still researching it. I could build another housing hub. Do I want to? I mean, another idea is that I could focus on housing block. Except that's something I have to put into a housing district and it only gives 5 more houses. No, not worth it. What about you guys? 15 more houses. That actually sounds reasonably interesting. Well, as it is, let's build another housing district. Because I've got tons of extra workforce that I'm not using. Except I'm running out of areas that I've ice broke already. Because I don't want to get into the pollution areas. But what if we do some of this? Do that for another housing district. That'll deal with our housing, which should deal with our cold problems. Materials I'll do as soon as the ironworks has been... Oh, we've got something explored. See, this is just a tiny faded note. And then this... The gold border is, I guess, somewhat noticeable, but I preferred the bright red of Frostpunk 1, letting me know that my explorers were finished. Alright. This shelter must have been built for some important person or a very small group. Whoever was supposed to live here never showed up. The supplies are untouched. We can get 10 more 5 cores and the stockpile plus 10 core stockpile. Like, is there a limit to how many cores I can own? I'm not sure. Might as well grab them. And here. Another day, another frozen corpse. Something about this one gave us pause. A swollen, distended belly on an otherwise healthy male. Black sludge drooled from his mouth, pooling on his chest. Oil. He'd been dry drowned in petroleum. A nearby medical journal held a record of his vitals. A strange note at the bottom felt darkly optimistic. May we find him again through the black fount. All signs point south. A spoonful of oil. I see. So that is again telling us you gotta get to Sea of Ice. Which I thought I already had a team exploring. Do I not? Uh-oh. Alright, you guys. Turn off all the things. Must have been before the game crashed. I'd gone there and then forgot to turn it back on. The problem with a game crash is you forget where things got left off. Alright, you turn back on, keep getting me some food. That is bad news that I missed out on that because that's our victory condition. Is here. Alright, there's our more housing. We are full on food. Let's... turn you off. Okay. Alright, factory worker. I'll show them all. So I have no education. What of it? I got something better. I know what I want, and I pity any fool that tries to stop me. Because I also know that the city needs people like me and rewards them. The city has made steps towards the merit cornerstone. Yes, we have. Merit is another one of our chosen options. Technocrats are hostile. Protests spread to expanded extraction districts. I'm sure they keep this stockpile for themselves. Take it away from them. Crowds storm depots of coal. They overpower any workers that tried protecting what the city had in storage. They burn and steal whatever can be found, getting rid of most of the stockpile. Stockpile of coal disappears. Protesters burn and steal the stockpile of coal. Send the guards to quell. Like, I wish I could just... Actually, I think imprisoning them is, in fact, a thing that we have a law for. Mere coal mine about to deplete. Is that one of you? I mean, that's the one that's already depleted. So is it saying this one's about to deplete? Yeah, we still have 27 more weeks. Alright. Technocrat protest needs to end. Steward, members of the Icebloods come to you with many complaints. This technocrat protest has gone on long enough. Steward, how long are you going to indulge them? They keep ruining the city. Many are outraged and want any action from you. They say that if you don't deal with it, others will. If we must use violence, then we will. You'll have 50 weeks to stop the protest. The protest is not a priority. Lets things play out. Iceblood's fervor increase. I'll handle it. So they're talking about this protest in our food area that doesn't even have any food left. Like, I could demolish this. Except it's giving a heat bonus for my housing. Somehow. Alright. Quell the protests. Why not? It wasn't a priority, but apparently it now is. So... Go away, technocrats. Nobody likes you. Protest dealt with. The long technocrats protest is finally dealt with. The Icebloods is grateful. The long technocrats protest is finally dealt with. Icebloods is grateful. That's not good English in my reading of it. Alright, food is slightly dropping, but not a big deal. Oh, you are out of coal. Like, out. I have, yes, a good amount of heat stamps. So, something I'm considering... After Watchtower, we have prisons. And I don't know what prisons do for me, but I'm getting kind of tired of the technocrats. And it feels like prison should be a thing that deals with it. Has to go into a housing district. Yikes. Okay. Recruit guards from inmates. Ability which provides additional guard squads, but slightly reduces the prison's effect on crime. You can recruit from inmates or from prison guards. Huh. Also, these two, thought correction prison versus punitive prison, both of them feel like you're going a step too far. I think I'm gonna go with you. Maybe adaptation, progress. I guess I'll go with adaptation. I don't want either of those. They feel like they're crossing the line. But getting guards out of prison guards to boost my guard squads next time I need to put down the technocrats feels good. So let's sort that out. Edmund Wild, coal miner, stares at talking guards. Are we the enemy? These guards are supposed to protect us from wrongdoing. They should be on our side, but they keep chasing us. They keep beating us for just expressing what future we want. My father is still in hospital. He cannot walk. They broke his goddamn legs. Someone has to pay for this. Someone will pay for this. The technocrats grow more radical because the steward sent guards against them. Just every time they beat us for expressing the future we want. Yeah, you were turning off food production. I need to feed my people, and if you're going to stop that, then I'm going to send guards after you, because you're a terrorist. I don't care how you dress it up as peaceful protesting when you're starving out my city. No. Okay. That's going to take a bit to get to. I can get there, though. So that'll get me another... another hub. So if we get an extraction district here... that'll get us more coal coming in. Oh, we have made it to this location. Liquid Hope. Stalk against the long, infinite white of the frost. We see a pool of black. Could there be oil here? Gains access to logistics. Does it? I think this is the end of the beta, if I click this investigate. So, Here we go. Broken Shore. Oil colony found. So we had a goal to find a fuel colony. And then we find this. Through the black found, we found oil, that unmistakable black oozing up from a natural seep in the ground, a welcome sight tempered by the grim state of its surroundings. Rippling out from the center of the pool, dozens of bodies lay strewn in a sloppy semicircle, corpses doused in the crude sludge, bellies swollen with it. Some died at peace, some died retching, all died willing and eager. The burial grounds of a mass suicide by a mad cult idolizing the natural fount of oil. More than enough to feed the generator. Well done, Steward. You've reached the one of two main endings of the Frostpunk 2 preview. We invite you to dive back into the city and tackle the different worldviews of factions. There's bound to be a few secrets left. Expect even more exploration, factions, and dramatic occurrences once the game releases on July 25th, 2024. So yeah, that ending right there where they show a new colony looks like a buildable area, and I'm guessing, and this is just my guess, that in the full release, we're going to be able to build extra colonies outside of our main city to get different resources. And then I think it'll probably turn into something akin to the On the Edge scenario from Frostpunk 1, where you're trading resources with the different colonies that you've created. I don't know if we're going to be the steward over all the various colonies, or whether it's going to be closer to On the Edge, where you don't have direct control over them, and instead you are just trading resources and trying to work together. But my guess is, for instance, that one we found that they say was a grim side of its surroundings. Yeah, that it's a difficult location, but it has lots of oil, and maybe we need to trade them food and materials, and they'll send us oil, and we build up a society through trade. I don't know. We'll see how it shakes out. But we have made it to the end